This is the SAP Developer News for June the 11th, 2026.
Hello everyone. The second Cloud Application Programming Model Roundtable for 2026 is just around the corner. It is scheduled on Wednesday, June 17, 2026 at 10 a.m. CEST. It is your opportunity to engage directly with the CAP product team and fellow practitioners to discuss recent developments and future directions. The session will cover the latest CAP announcements and updates, product demos and presentations, and an open forum for your topics, questions, and discussions. Join us this June to reconnect with CAP community, exchange insights, and get ready for Recap 2026. The link to the meeting request and meeting request download will be in the description.
Here's some news for all of us platform and infrastructure folks. The Terraform Provider teams at SAP have been hard at work and have released new versions of the Terraform providers for SAP BTP and for SAP Cloud Connector. Release 1.23 of the Terraform provider for SAP BTP brings improvements across multiple resources, and there's also a new help action for easy self-assignment to the sub-account admin role. Release 1.4 of the Terraform provider for the SAP Cloud Connector contains improvements that include making it easier to work with self-signed certificates and internal certificate authorities, includes guidance on various real-world topics, and also has fixes that result in more predictable plans, helping prevent configuration drift. Check out the latest releases on the Terraform provider pages, links in the description.
If you're using AI coding agents with SAP CAP, there is a new SAP community blog post worth reading. Daniel Schlachter introduces a skills workspace approach that helps teach AI agents your team's CAP best practices, conventions, and architectural patterns. Instead of relying on prompts alone, the idea is to create reusable skills that agents can apply consistently across projects. This leads to more predictable, production-ready code and makes it easier to scale AI-assisted development within teams. As AI development evolves, success is becoming less about prompting and more about teaching agents how your organization works. Check out the full blog post on SAP Community.
A new open-source CAP plugin was published this week that makes it easy to integrate n8n workflows inside your CAP project. Soren Leibach, a very important SAP BTP architect from the German consulting company Adesso, published into GitHub CAP n8n, wrapping n8n webhook calls for CAP developers. Essentially, you can set up an n8n workflow with webhook triggers, and then from within your CAP application, using annotations, trigger that workflow anytime a CAP event occurs, for example, when an entity is saved. You can also programmatically trigger that workflow anywhere in your code inside your CAP application. All you need to provide is a base URL for your n8n system, an API key, and the name of the workflow. There's also test code so that you can set up a local installation of n8n and then try out the CAP plugin. Just a reminder, SAP and n8n are in a partnership to embed n8n within the new and improved Joule Studio. So you'll be seeing a lot more of n8n in the SAP stack. I'll leave a link to Soren's repo so you can try it out for yourself.
Did you know that you can conveniently build and deploy your CAP applications with a single command? CDS up is all you need to build your application locally and deploy to the cloud. And this works for both Cloud Foundry and Chemo or Kubernetes. Let's look at this example. I'm in my CAP project root, and I have the respective tooling for my deployment target installed on the machine. That is the Cloud MTA build tool, or MBT for short, as well as the Cloud Foundry CLI. If we now execute CDS up, we can see that it essentially automates these steps of adding deployment configuration, maybe even multi-tenancy, installing and freezing dependencies, as well as finally building and deploying the application. And remember, you can always get help for any command with the CDS CLI by appending --help to the command. Hope this --helps, and bye.